Welcome to the video. Today we're just going to be predicting the roster of Marvel Tokon and just having fun with trying to guess who might be in the game. Now the teams seem to have a theme. The X-Men reveal with Storm had her leading the X-Men. I think we could see the rest of the teams turn out in a similar way. Maybe characters for an Avengers team. I mean, we already have Captain America and Iron Man. There could be a team dedicated for just the villains. I have no idea, but I'll try and keep that in mind for these predictions. But mostly, I just wrote down some characters that I think could work well in a fighting game. And yeah, let's get started.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
Just as I was trying to make the video, I saw a Rufelmonger video where there's a potential leak for Magneto and Scarlet Witch. So I guess a retail website was posting, just like an ad, or they write descriptions for the game. And in it, they were talking about stages that haven't been released and characters like Magneto and Scarlet Witch who haven't been revealed yet. So if they were, that could fill out a villain team if we're talking about the teams, or just a Brotherhood of Evil Mutants team, the Brotherhood team. But we already have a dedicated X-Men team. I have no idea where the game is going or what the game's story is, but having 8 characters dedicated solely towards like X-Men or mutant characters, that seems like a lot. But yeah, Magneto already has like a good history in fighting games, and just like Doom, who's already in the game, they could reference Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like obviously Doom has missiles or like an atomic blast he calls down. But the character is very unique, and the take on Doom is unique. It's not trying to take inspiration from Marvel. So if Magneto is in the game, I think that they could put more emphasis on, instead of like the purple energy, whatever magnetic energy that he kind of uses, they could actually have him construct metal into weapons, or push people around, bind people's arms with metal. I think that would be an interesting kit for him. Now his daughter, Scarlet Witch, she can fly, she has magic that can do almost anything. And I think magic characters have so much potential for this game, because it doesn't seem like they're directly taking from inspiration from the MCU or any one specific source. And Scarlet Witch, her character, she can teleport, fly, destroy reality, do almost anything. So my vision personally would be like a jack of all trades. She has like an ability for every situation. Another small note, if it is Magneto and Scarlet Witch, then Magneto does have 3 children. There is Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and I'm not a super comic book guy, but you can just look this up. Polaris is another daughter who has magnetic abilities like Magneto, so that's already a team of 4 right there.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
Alright, the next character. Alright, this is not gonna shock anybody, but the Hulk. Smash! I don't think it's hard to envision Hulk fighting or his moveset in a fighting game. He's pretty straightforward. Huge, maybe armored, maybe a command grab character, or maybe even a character who has like a rage meter that you fill up, and then you have access to, increased moves and, the Hulk slap that can be used as a projectile. This could also help fill out the Avengers team, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, maybe another 4th super iconic Avenger. Also, Arxis, how they create grapplers is very interesting with Potemkin. So I don't know, I just would want to see their take on another grappler. They don't really do grappler characters from what I've seen. I'm not a super Arxis head, but hey, if Hulk is a grappler, that would be super fun.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
The next character who could fill out the Avengers would be Thor. Come on, they're the main 4. They had that fight in the, Hulk wasn't a part of it, but the three-way fight in the MCU, I think these are the four most iconic like Avengers characters. So if there would be a team, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man could easily fill out an Avengers team. And Thor, I mean, he also has a wide range of abilities. I could see him as like a dash character. Maybe you have a move where you actually throw a Mjolnir and you call it back, and it can have a returning hitbox. You know, take inspiration from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, even though I said they don't need to, but in that game he had a lot of throws, and he was just like a heavy character with a air dash, like I don't know if it was armored, but his air dash that you could start combos off of and just get in and start pressure. Like Thor is a character who wants to fight you head on, but will risk throwing his hammer to get in. You know, I don't see him as like a zoner throwing the hammer. Like you gotta throw it and then you gotta run in to catch it. So we're obviously calling it back. But Thor, I would want to see like a nimble, strong Thor, you know, not slow Thor, not that, you know.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
Alright, the next character. We're diverging from the Avengers, actually trying to get some more interesting takes now with Blade. Now, I think Blade would be, I mean, first off, the arsenal. Swords, guns, right? He has everything that needs to be cool, you know, hit you with a shotgun, slice through you, Omaiwa Moshinde you, you're already dead, cut you up, right? But Arxis, well, at least in Guilty Gear, they have a history with vampires and making vampires super strong, and that just being a lore in Guilty Gear. So to see how they would take a vampire character like Blade and implement him in their style, I would be super excited to see. Like if he has a Rekka's like Nagoryuki, or a mechanic where he can drain drain the opponent's health and take it onto himself, or maybe just the meter, some sort of drain move for a vampire, right? And even besides just the guns and swords, he's used like crossbows, all types of mystical weapons, as well as he's been on a team himself with a couple other, you know, mystical Marvel characters.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
The next character, and one that was also on a magical team, in fact led multiple magical teams, Doctor Strange. Now, look, Doctor Strange, Blade, we're already setting up the Midnight Suns here. I believe that was the team they're on. Doctor Strange was also part of the Defenders I'm seeing, which is like, before we even get into Doctor Strange's powers, like who let the Defenders be a team? Like who were they fighting? It's Doctor Strange, Hulk, Silver Surfer, and Namor. Like why was this a team up that was happening? Like who was the threat that they were fighting on a weekly basis that this was even a team? But yeah, he's been part of the Defenders, Midnight Suns, the Avengers, the Illuminati. Like he's been everywhere, right? He can be a setup character, he can be a summon character. His magic just allows for almost anything. He can have light, he can be a zoning character, he can even just be a magical combo character, summon some gauntlets, mystical gauntlets, and get in close, summon a sword and attack with it at mid-range. It's just that magical universe of Marvel is so expansive that they could tap into almost limitless potential with Doctor Strange. And if this game does have any sort of like story mode or anything like that, and the threat happens to be mystical or have some sort of magic tied to it, then why wouldn't Doctor Strange get involved? Even in the stages that are revealed, we have like Shumagorath corpse, or the giant one-eyed green alien race, whatever they are, in the background. I believe he's famously a Doctor Strange villain. I'm telling you, I don't really know. But in the movie, they fought one of them. I don't think it was specifically Shumagorath, but they fought one in the movie. So maybe that could be hinting at Doctor Strange.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
Now, this is a bit of a tangent for Doctor Strange. I did mention that the Defenders was a team that he led with Hulk and Namor and Silver Surfer, but the Defenders was also a group of Luke Cage, Daredevil, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones. I don't know if that was a comic thing first, and then they made the Netflix series crossing over all their shows, which is what, I'm familiar with the Defenders with first. That's what I was thinking of first before even thinking of Doctor Strange, before doing research. But out of all four of these characters, I'm specifically want Luke Cage as a part of Marvel Tokon. Is this racist? Is it racist that he has chains on? Is it racist that he has chains on, bro? I need to think about that. But Luke Cage, I've always liked the idea of his character because I mean, ain't not a lot of black characters, bro, being Marvel. This is just like a personal pick. I don't personally think Luke Cage is like an obvious pick or that they have, that he's even a super well-known character. But if they need a big brawler, he can easily fill that role. He has the unbreakable skin as a superpower, so maybe he can have a counter, or maybe just have a move where he can block or be immune to a certain type of staggers, or have a follow-up after tanking a hit, have his chest out, eat a hit, do a return move. I believe that he's just an underutilized Marvel character, and he is a part of a team of four. Yeah, that's sort of my out of left field, like, wildest pick, though. Still don't think it's that wild.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
This next one, this is the one that I think is the super out there pick. The pick that I would stake everything for this character to be in the game. And that character is Nick Fury. Yeah, I know, Nick Fury, just the guy with one eye. But he's the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. These games, they, Marvel as a universe, it doesn't just have the super powered people or the super smart people with the hyper science or the super robots. We have regular special agent people who just have pull. That's his power, to have pull. Even in the MCU, he's kind of the guy who brings the heroes together. In the Ultimate Alliance series, it's always Nick Fury organizing all the heroes. And if this game is anything, it's about heroes being organized. So having Nick Fury be a playable character, I don't think is that far out of left field. Even recently in another tag game, we saw Cecil be a playable character in Invincible Versus, who also pretty much serves a similar role in that universe as being the secret agent who oversees the superheroes and, makes sure things are still on the up and up. And I think that, him just being a secret agent, he's the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D., so he has access to a ton of, hyper advanced technology. He can have alien technology, any other type of, peak human ability. I think it could still be interesting because he'll stand alongside all these characters who have all these crazy powers, that him just being a dude with some guns or some sci-fi guns will make him stand out.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
All right, the next character, getting a little bit more, normal with the pick, we have Loki, one of the most iconic Marvel villains used in the MCU, used for his own limited series. Loki could be a villain in the story as well as just an anti-hero or just a minor villain causing mischief alongside whatever the plot is happening. Like the other magical characters like Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, his wide array of abilities could give him any type of moveset. I can see Loki with a dagger dashing around like Seth from Under Night, as well as I could see him with a moveset like JP, where he's more of a zoner with a summon or clones or any other type of magic. He could even have a move where he can transform, into an opponent or take an opponent's assist, or even use one of your allies' assist moves as one of your own special moves. He is a trickster, so that transformation ability could also be put into the moveset. He's also like a godlike figure, so they could take that and give him, an enhanced strength move, because him and Thor are like gods. They're still superhuman characters. He could have extra dash, he can fly. He just has so many different abilities that I think that Loki would just be a fun character.
A new opponent is ready to face you.
And for the last group of characters, and the first group I'm introducing as a full group, it's the whole Fantastic Four. I mean, this is a 4v4 fighting game with Marvel characters. And they are the most iconic group of 4 heroes. Probably one of the most iconic superhero teams in general. For them not to be in the game would be kind of criminal. It would just be a huge missed opportunity. I mean, I also suspect that maybe they won't be in the game because they could work so good as a DLC season. But each member of the Fantastic Four has, very noteworthy abilities. We do already have a character with stretching abilities, but I think where Kamala Khan can use her stretching abilities for just, more increased range and maybe increasing her size, that maybe we can take the whole exaggerated body stretching to Mr. Fantastic, where, he turns himself into a hammer, or turns himself fully into a ball, or into a parachute with for a float. Get super crazy with it and have him really take the stretching as a more of a construction thing rather than a range thing. The Thing, another big brawler type character, which I kind of am requesting a lot of. But if Hulk and Luke Cage don't work, then The Thing gonna work with that Yancey Street boxing. An up-close character with maybe he can have an earthquake type, long range to mid-range move, a dash. He seems like a very simple character to design, but that's why whatever they choose to embellish on his moveset would be really interesting to look forward to. I could see him with a projectile where he lifts a chunk out of the ground, or even takes a chunk of rock from himself and chucks it. I could just see the whole Fantastic Four easily working. The Invisible Woman, I think, could work as a shield character. Now, I don't mean just having a shield out, but a character whose assist move can have a blocking property. That could spice up the variety of assist, though I haven't mentioned exactly what other assist other characters would have. For the Invisible Woman, the idea of a shield assist just immediately came to my head. I think her powers could also lend herself to having maybe a teleport move, where that is the way that they try and, weave the invisibility into the gameplay. But maybe they just go balls to the wall and have a super where you go full invisible, just ruin online for everybody. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, I could see him as a character like Storm, who has these flight cancel combos and seems kind of technical. Maybe with a damage over time fire like Ghost Rider has. But also personally, instead of just Johnny Storm flying and shooting fireballs, which I see portrayed as his powers mostly in media and in games, I would want him as a character who takes more of that flashy show-off side of himself and has these long, really hard to pull off combos, but you need to do specific moves. But it's like the Human Torch, he's got to be flashy and show it off. One of my favorite things in the beta was Star-Lord can have this unique combo where when he knocks you down, he can do an OTG with his spinning gun EX moves. And I would imagine the Human Torch having a move like that. I could see them with similar personalities too. Two show-off characters who have flashy extensions in their combos and really just use it as a way to toy with the opponent rather than getting a quick victory. But yeah, that was just rambling about some of the ideas I had about predicting some of the characters for Marvel Tokon. If anybody has any other character predictions, just feel free to put them down. What character, maybe how they would play, a unique mechanic or a unique ability that they would bring to the game. And yeah, maybe if I see enough, I'll try and make another list of characters that I'd bring. I mean, Marvel has such a huge cast of characters, and people know them from across wide varieties of media, whether that be you grew up watching a TV show, played one of the video games growing up, or was an actual comic book reader. There are just so many characters who don't get used in the modern day, and so many characters with interesting powers and abilities that would make amazing movesets for this game. But yeah, that's all I gotta ramble about. See ya.
Enough of these Avengers! Bring me the Fantastic Four!